The stillness beneath the tree. The sun had not yet risen over the eastern hills when the boy, no older than 16, left the village barefoot. The dew clung to his toes like small prayers, and each step whispered against the earth. His name was Anu, and though young, his eyes had the quiet weight of someone who had watched too much without speaking. He said nothing as he walked, not to the sleeping dogs, not to the curious crows, not even to the old man who sold boiled milk by the temple gate. For days, a question had wrapped itself around his chest like a vine. What does it mean to live rightly? It had taken root in his silence and grown heavy in his breath. The villagers had noticed, of course. He said he had become too still, as if quiet were a sickness. His friends tried to coax him with mangoes, laughter, and mischief, but Anu only smiled, distant, as though already halfway across some unseen river. He reached the edge of the forest just as the light broke through the trees and ribbons. And there, beside a small pond, under a peepal tree whose branches curled like wise old fingers, he sat. The narrator's voice softens, reverent now. He did not sit to find an answer. He sat because the question had grown louder than the world around him. Days passed. He ate only the fruit that fell beside him. He drank from the pond, letting its stillness seep into his bones. Birds came and went. Rain fell like a blessing. And the villagers began to speak of him, not as a boy, but as something else. Something slower. Something sacred. One evening, an old monk came to see him. He stood watching for a long time, then spoke gently, as if to a sleeping child. "You seek truth?" Anu opened his eyes, not startled, only present. "No," he said, after a pause so long it was almost a silence. "I seek the space between needing and knowing." The monk wept, and the narrator's voice becomes a hush, almost a breath. For in that moment, the boy was not searching for wisdom. He was wisdom, not because he found the answer, but because he finally understood how to listen for it. Embarked beneath that tree, Anu stayed, not forever, but long enough to become the kind of man whose silence spoke, whose stillness echoed. And when he returned to the village, his step was no louder than the wind through wheat. But wherever he walked, the world seemed to pause. Just a little. Long enough to reflect. Long enough to remember. Long enough to begin again.